that's just in essence to connect with you guys before we get to this subject, which I'm extremely passionate about. And I hope you guys enjoy this little presentation. I have it recorded as well so that we can share it with some of the leaders that are not here with us today, because I think this topic is very important. And I think that the subject matter that we're going to be discussing today is very important. So it's going to be about 15 minutes long. And I'll try my best to get through some question and answers at the end. So please give me 15 minutes of your attention, undivided if possible, and then we'll get to some question and answers. Obviously, you guys have all seen this before. In the essence of speaking about and talking through our mission and vision, often always being the chief repeating officer, we are on a mission to work together to serve our customers, and we do this through creating and maintaining tropical paradises. And as you can see, I've highlighted the work together. This is what we do. This is our mission, and why we do it is our vision. It's to develop people who have a heart to serve. We kind of changed that mission and vision a little bit, if you guys can tell from last year. We changed it a little bit with the existing traction team just to make it sound a little bit better and make it resonate a little bit more with our staff. So my cousin is in the background here. He's a musician, and I was able to talk to him on the phone yesterday, and he said to me, he says, I've been furloughed for the last couple of weeks from my job, but I'm not worried. My company really cares about me. They send me meals and they check in on me a few times a week to see if I need it. I may just be waiting tables, but I'm good at it, and they really appreciate me. In addition, this job allows me to have flexibility with my time. That way I can continue to pursue a career in music, which is my real passion. So I'm committed to them as they are committed to me. I went ahead and asked him this question after he said that to me. I said, Connor, is your restaurant successful? And he said, it's the top bar and lounge in the city, and it has been for years. And then I asked him, I said, do you think they're successful because of how they treat their people? And this is a staff member that said, yes, I think that has a lot to do with it. So as you guys know me by now, and I will continually talk about this, I believe as a leader or a manager, if all I think about is my business's success, its productivity and growth, and I stop paying attention to the personal needs of my team, good people will quit or just stop caring. I don't know what's worse, if they quit or just stop caring. So I never want to stop caring or thinking about the people who make this thing work. Regardless of how much I pay them, they will find someone who will pay attention to them, or they will stay and foster a toxic culture because they do not feel cared for and therefore do not care themselves. If they don't leave or decide to stay and continue to be neglected, they will likely not develop into the people God has created them to be. And this is the biggest tragedy. So that is something I just put together when thinking about this presentation and thinking about what we're doing here today, because we're going to talk about SmartDollar and how we can continue to use some of these resources at Reef Tropical to develop our people. So just two quick stories. Some of you may have already known them. There's a pool tech here whose aunt approached my wife at Baptist Hospital, and his aunt said he finally found a place where people respect and value. And we've received well over 10, maybe even more unsolicited compliments and affirmations about this pool tech from the customers who say they love him. And there's another story, and I'm trying to keep the names anonymous, but it's from a support staff member whose grandfather passed away. And I personally went to the funeral, and two people that worked next to her were by her side, to the left and to the right side of her at that funeral. And this particular person today is one of the #1 people to champion the community because she knows what the community has done and built in her life. So this I just kind of put in there for the effect. You guys can see these people's faces. Obviously, you may work with them directly, maybe you don't. But the topic today is developing people who have a heart to serve. When you seek to develop just one staff member at a time, they can influence all the people around them, and they can influence all the customers. So Simon, Vinny, and Tay. Simon's been here since 2014, which I learned today. Vinny is a pool tech, a mechanic that's been doing a great job for us. And Tay has only been with us for about 2 years. And these are all people that I've seen grow in the time that they've been here and certainly develop. So in business, just like everywhere we go, we operate in something called a constraint. Constraints are not always bad things. Constraints can be the best things for us. The constraints that we suffer from here at Reef Tropical more than anything are the constraints of time, do I have time to be on this call with Claude today, or should I be sending out proposals and putting in filters down in the keys? Obviously. And then resources. Do I have money to give raises? Do I have money to buy material? Do I have money to make investments in our physical plan? These are straight up constraints. And fortunately and unfortunately, we are subject to these. So how can we, this is the question, this is the creative question I ask all of the people on this call, how can we collectively incorporate these constraints and also incorporate developing our people at the same time? So some of the things we do, and you guys would probably know this, but I want to reinforce them so you guys understand. We pay 401k benefits after a year of service. After 3 months of service, we get medical benefits. We reimburse staff members on a need basis for relevant educational reimbursement. So if it's something that has to do with their job, we want to make sure we pay for them to continue to get educated. We did a service-minded campaign, which was, I think, a very influential and impactful, and I think it's still working today. Packing events to foster community, Fred Pryor trainings, traction leadership development, family events, the barbecues that we have. We're very flexible with family needs, and we're also very supportive of medical needs and childcare. And I think everyone on this call can attest to that. And now we're going to transition into this thing called SmartDollar. What is SmartDollar? Why do we need it? Why is it important? How can it help me? How can it help the company? How can it help the people? And if you believe and are as passionate about it as I am, obviously you guys can tell, I think that this particular program will be one of the most influential, eternally influential programs that I personally have ever implemented, or sorry, not I personally, but we have ever implemented here at Reef Tropical. So what SmartDollar is an online financial wellness program designed to help you reach your financial goals through video lessons and real-world content applications. A team of experts, including Dave Ramsey, will inspire you to take action and help you make the most out of your money. With SmartDollar, you'll get a step-by-step plan that has worked for millions of people, and you'll learn how to budget, save, pay off debt, and invest in more. So maybe you already know these things. Maybe you're already out of debt. Maybe you don't need somebody to teach you how to invest things. Guess what? It's not about you. How can you practically and consistently teach others how to do these things? And that's what we're going to be able to do here at Reef Tropical through this vessel of SmartDollar. So I'll just share my quick testimony. I've been in debt pretty much since the day I got a credit card in 2003 up until September 2019. So 17 years of my life, I've been a slave to a lender. And at one point, I had over $40,000 in credit card debt. So although I had known about Dave Ramsey's practices in Financial Peace University, I wasn't really applying these things to my life to the best of my ability. In the last, I'd say 5 or 6 years, I've applied them. And it's brought me not only completely out of debt in September 2019, but I was able to buy a house, which is incredible. And also, I have a car. So I'm pretty much completely debt-free, and besides my car, and a home. And I got to tell you, like, it is not easy, number one. It takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, but I never would have been able to do it without the practices and the philosophies of what we're offering our entire team here at Reef Tropical. And I wanted just to ask Mike Lewis to share his testimony with working through Financial Peace University and Dave Ramsey.
Yeah, okay, guys. I'm super excited about this. Very excited the last couple of years with my wife. We were kind of turned on to it. I started listening to a bunch of podcasts, but I ran into the Dave Ramsey podcast, which are funny and phenomenal podcasts because with these real people that have some real issues, and Dave Ramsey really gives it to you. Like, you're an idiot to people if you know how they're managing their money. You know, we are all kind of idiots the way we manage money and the way this world's set up on how we spend our money and things like that. So yeah, there's no real teaching that you really get from school. But yeah, we're all at different levels. We're all have, you know, some debt in some ways. You may not, but we all have some money things we need to work on, and it's a growing thing. But yeah, getting excited about it, sharing it with team members really excites me. My wife and I, you know, we had quite a bit of credit card debt. And, you know, as of, you know, it's probably been a year and a half we've been working with Dave Ramsey, the baby set for snowballs. We were able to pay about $20,000 in a year and a half of debt. So, we still have a little more debt, and we have our cars and our home, but, we can be financially peaceful. Dave Ramsey says, live like no one now so you can live like no one later. So if we can basically just be a little more frugal and aware of where our money's going and have a budget, it automatically is like a second nature in your mind that, oh, I don't need this, this is a want, not a need. And it really kind of dials your mind into spending your money properly and really being focused on a future and having some peace and not living paycheck to paycheck and those things, and getting to, no matter what your goal is. If you want to buy a house, if you need to get a car or things like that, setting those things up, it's a tier system where you can cater this to your goals to be, financially stable. So it's great stuff. I've been sharing it for a little while, and thank you, Claude, for bringing this to the company, because it's just giving back, exactly what Reef Tropical, giving back, growing our people. It's one thing for everybody, and it's amazing, and it'll help every single person out there. So share, and be part of this, because you can get so much out of it, and it's going to help every single.
That's awesome, Mike. Thank you so much. Yeah, Mike was one of the idea artists behind this entire thing, because when we originally were talking about it in our traction meeting, we were talking about a lean campaign. And I believe in this internal out approach, as opposed to telling people what to do. Help them believe that it's the right thing for them, and they'll do it on their own accord. And this particular program fit that right in line. So thank you, Mike, for sharing that. So Dave Ramsey, who is this guy? He just some quotes I put for him. He's just, I already said a little bit about him, and so did Mike. I'll just read these quotes. Don't buy things you can't afford with money you don't have to impress people you don't like. Earning a lot of money is not the key to prosperity. How you handle it is. You must gain control over your money, or the lack of it will forever control you. And although my father has taught me how to earn money, and I say this with all peace and love in my heart, I have struggled to learn over the years on how to manage money. And again, until I met somebody like Dave Ramsey, until about 5 years ago, I've been sort of mismanaging money in my own personal life, which has led me to mismanage some money here at Reef Tropical, or mismanage some money that maybe I didn't have. So it had lots of ramifications. So this thing called SmartDollar is basically, if I was to try to do Financial Peace University, I went online and I wanted to do it with my wife. And if I wanted access to all this content, I would have to pay about $350, and they would give me a limited time of access to this content. So $350 a person, and that was what's going to happen. So our company, with the economies of scale, with all the people we have, what SmartDollar is, it's designed for staff members of an organization. And that it offers a whole slew of videos, tips and guides, and these easy steps to follow. It's a very user-friendly website, and it has a lot of just amazing tools, amazing tips, and you can track yourself. You can grow in it, you can put information in it, and it's personalized for you as well. And then when staff members sign up for it, they'll get emails to remind them about certain things. They'll get tips every once in a while. And then also, as a part of our review sessions, I would like to incorporate this because I will be able to track the staff members' progress along it. Obviously, it wouldn't be a negative review if they choose not to use it. That's not logical. But if they do choose to use it, and we can see that they're earning a certain amount of points, I would like to implement an incentive for them to thank them for not only using the software and being a part of it, but to thank them for the education that they're probably receiving for them and their family to just improve their life. I really want to incentivize them to do it because it's a game changer. So we'll talk more about that later. So what I hope for you, the leaders on the call, and we're almost done here, is number one, I hope you embrace it yourself, and I hope you develop a plan and watch the material so your family gets the same kind of content and is significant to you. And then number two, I really hope you tell your team and your subordinates about the program and ensure that they're signed up. Even if they sign up and they don't want to use it, just get them signed up so that they get the emails and they can see we offer this program. They can see our heart and we can see our desire to try to help them. And then, of course, be an ambassador of financial wellness at home and at work. So my hopes for the company, this being a man of caring lots for people, it obviously I have to partition that well and draw the line when it comes to stewarding a business. So everything that I do has a mindset towards helping people, but I have a philosophy of thinking business is a vessel to just help people. But unfortunately, if the business is not healthy, we cannot help people. So my first obligation obviously is to the health of the entire entity and not just to the individual. So my hope for the company through this program is that it will help you develop as leaders, and leaders that are leading at their homes first. I'm going to say that again, lead at your homes first and your work second. We will steward the company's resources as if they were our own. That's the company's equipment, time, and expenses, because everything we do around here costs money. Everything you see all around you is because somebody bought it or somebody is paying for it. So the more we get the understanding of this at our house and in our personal lives, the more we're going to bring that into our work environment, and hopefully our staff members will as well. Also, we will create a culture of fiscal conservativeness throughout the entire company, making smart decisions, not just impulsive emotional decisions. We will save, invest, and prosper to continue the mission and vision well into the future. So that's my hope for the company. Some of my personal goals, and I take this very seriously, and I prayed before I got on this call, and I hope that some of my words are effective to you guys, because truly I say this is a dream come true for me, to be able to do something like this for my team and my staff, because it's had such a personal effect on my life. So my goal is to engage my team in this subject, which I'm doing right now and I will continue to do, to show my care and appreciation for you guys and for the people that work for you guys, and to give you guys something, like I said, that's changed my life for good. I put this little visual on here because I think it's the first time I've ever actually bragged to my stepmom. Sorry, not my stepmom, my mother-in-law. And I said, hey, I whatever I do at work, these things and some achievement that I may have, this is the one thing I want to tell you about that I'm doing for my team. And I'm really proud of this. And I wanted to share that with you so you guys can see my heart and how I feel about this. And this is the last slide. We have a lot of people here. This little visual is on any given day. If you guys are looking at the GPS tracking service, we could have people probably north of Boca Raton. And we also have people working in Key West. There is no permissible way that I could be involved in the lives of every single person at this organization. But I know a lot of you on this call, I try my very best to be involved in your life and to care for you guys, not just here at work, but also at home. So my plea to you is that you guys pass that forward, that you guys care for the people that work for you. And I know a lot of people on this call do. And I want to encourage you, because I know it can be difficult at times, but it's very impactful. And I think that when these generations go by and Reef Tropical is no longer here, in 100 years, however many years, people will always remember the things they've learned from the people on this call, the lessons they've learned from the leaders in this company. And that, I think, is a real legacy that hopefully we'll all leave. So anyways, I'll just open it up to questions that any of you guys have. I sent an email out that has, it's very basic. You may think I'm making a big deal out of this, but the platform is very basic, but it's extremely impactful. So hopefully you guys got the email. Hopefully you guys sign up for it yourself, start working through the material and the content at home, on your own time, whatever, and then get your team to sign up as well. So I'll open it up for any questions, and then we'll let you guys go for the Memorial Day weekend.
Excited to jump in. I signed up today. I haven't started any of the videos or read into any of the content, but I think it's amazing and will definitely be a learning opportunity. I look forward to jumping in.
Cool. Thanks, Ash. Yeah, if anyone has any questions, Mike Lewis is going to know a lot about it. Juan's copied on all the emails as well, and so am I. So yeah, I guess if there's no other questions on the program, if there's anyone that wants to share a similar excitement and anything else to say, feel free. And if not, then we'll sign off.
Linda and I did the Financial Peace University through the Dave Ramsey course, and it is really life changing because Linda and I aren't in debt. We don't do bad debt. We have our car debt, and that's it. That's the only thing that we owe. So it is very good. It is very positive, and I'm excited to see what this is going to do for our employees, for the Sergios and the Simons of the world, not just us, but for those guys.
Yeah, I'm super
That's
excited.
awesome.
I know Mike turned me on to the podcast last year, so I usually listen to it at least like every so often, but not religiously. So I'm excited about this whole program too.
Yeah, and
sorry, I was going to say everyone has
Go ahead, Sheldon, because I think
too.
Mike's
So like
breaking up
if
a little bit.
you are in no debt, then it's about saving for your retirement and things like that. So there's all these other steps that you guys can get to. So it's amazing. So
yeah, I'm really excited for the team. I'm excited for everyone who's going to experience it. I know Mike has spoke to me about it since he started, and I didn't go deep into it, but I've seen what it's done for him and now Claude. And then, I plan to go through the process. I'm going to sign up for it today, and I plan to share it with my family. And hopefully this will be a generational thing, because I feel like so many people lack financial extinct, especially me. I mean, I went through it, especially when I was younger, with just spending and not thinking and not budgeting and all the above. And this is stuff that I plan to pass on to my kids, and this is a generational thing. So thank you for implementing it and giving us the opportunity to be a part of this. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Some of the things that hopefully you can incorporate it into is some of your one-on-ones, like I mentioned, but actually if you can put it into the newsletter, Juan, if you can pry it into any of your conversations you have with staff members, and just make announcements whenever you guys are with the team, and let's start hopefully tracking some people's progress through it so that we can give them incentives to go through the program. So thank you guys. Anyone else got anything to say before we close out for the weekend?
Have a good weekend, everybody.
Yeah, have a great weekend.
Bye.
Good
See
weekend,
you
guys.
guys. Be safe.
Thank you, Claude.
Yeah.
Bye.